Hello world, it's Yaddiya. I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Nah, for real.
She only call me to talk about bills, nah, for real. Ma always say if you lie then you still walking the
All right, so we got the one and only Yaddiya jumping off the
Man.
porch with us today. Welcome,
Yes,
man.
sir. Thanks for having me, man. Shout out Hayes and the whole team, man. We appreciate y'all work, you know what I mean? Especially for the culture, and thanks for not messing my name up.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I ain't gonna lie. I had to watch one of the other interviews.
Well, at least you did your due diligence. Cause
Got
people like
to, man.
Yaddiya. I be like,
I feel like that's the worst thing you can do is mess up someone's name,
Bro,
man, during an interview.
That's been like a joke, like ever since I feel like people been really hearing my name. They be like Yaddiya or Yaddiya, and I'm like making that a joke when I talk in public. I'm like, man, Yaddiya, don't call me Yaddiya. So yeah, shout out Hayes, man. Already starting off on the right foot, man. You know what I'm
There we
saying?
go, bro. So how we feeling today, man?
I feel good, man. You know. But my joke since I've been here, cause I feel like in the A y'all move so slow, bro. Like y'all move like molasses. Like I'm like, man, y'all got that Atlanta molasses. So ever since last night, I'm like, man, this the A. So yeah, man. But it's been cool though. Shout out my boy Stowe. He supposed to be here. He probably pull up soon. But the A been cool, man. It's the Mecca, you know, the trap Mecca, the Black Hollywood, man. You know what I mean? Hot Atlanta. Me and my boy. Shout out my boy Dino, right? It's my man Dino right here. Our Academy, you know what I mean?
Place No Limits, go ahead and look it up, man.
Yeah.
Place No Limits, tap all the way in.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? And I was joking with him like, he was like, man, imagine what it was like in the 90s when people was coming down here. I was like, man, it's probably like the gold rush, like Hot Atlanta. We going to Hot Atlanta. But yeah, man, shout out Atlanta, man. Yaddiya, man. Not like Lil Yachty. Everybody like Lil Yachty? No, like Big Yachty. Shout out me, man. Shout out Grandma.
For sure, man. So, and you from DC? What part of DC are you
I'm
from?
from, like, look, I'm actually from Moco. I gotta set this straight too while I'm here. I'm from Moco. Definitely bred in the city. Definitely school, everything in Moco. You know what I mean? And I think it's real important to say that when you talk about our area, because even when the whole DMV,
Bro, everything's so close, but I've realized this from talking from people from DC. They real strict about exactly where you from. You better claim the right shit.
He from Moco, I'm from DC.
Yeah, he from the South, heart of the South. Heart of the South, right?
Apartments.
Yeah, heart of the South right here. And
It's all the same, but it's really different. Different little, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you go. Sometimes you won't be able to tell the difference from either or. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like him, right? So basically, I also manage an artist named Big Don Bino.
Okay, yeah.
And he a real, like, I would say a legendary rapper from our area too. You know, had a deal already. You know what I mean? Had songs that a lot of people know, like 10 Band Brick and, you know, rap niggas and shit like that. You feel me? I don't want to cuss too early, but like I said, Bino, real prominent and known street rapper from the area, from our area, from the South. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I told Bino when we were coming down here, like I got to bring a piece of you with me. So here go Dino. Shout out Bino, Big Don Bino. Y'all make sure y'all check out him, OTD. Big
Y'all
Don
just dropped the
Bino.
tape together too, right?
Yeah, we just dropped the tape. We just dropped the tape called Hoyas, and so had to bring a piece of Bino with me with Dino. So shit, we gonna get right into it. But yeah, like I said, we did just drop a tape, Hoyas. You know what I mean? And like I say, once again, I'm so appreciative to be in the A, and I know y'all got y'all like real strict lines on how y'all say this is not Atlanta, that's not Atlanta, and it's the same thing like DMV, and that's why I had to just really let people know. Like I said, I'm from Moco personally, especially for me being the person I am in the culture and, you know, a pillar of the culture in DC. I feel like a lot of people that are big in DC are from Moco or from Maryland. At the end of the day, they just may not be transparent, and that's what I want to bring to the table. You know I do it for the people in different cities that feel like they're authentic to the city, to the area, that they really have a true voice. And I know a lot of the times those people aren't able to get the platforms or the light to be able to express what's really going on. And I want to be able to shift that paradigm. And that's one of the things that I feel is very important: authenticity, transparency, you know, just being sincere. So that's what I want people to feel and know every time they see me at the table, you know what I mean? Every time they see me in front of the camera. So, like I say, Moco, shout out the city. I definitely heavily involved in the culture ever since I, got out of high school, throwing go-go's since I was 19 years old, dealing with a lot of go-go bands, managing go-go bands. I started a band called the All-Star Band, you know what I mean? Just really being a pioneer of taking go-go into new spaces, especially the bounce beat genre of go-go. Not even saying it's a genre, but the bounce beat sub-genre, I would say, of go-go. Because you got go-go, which you got Chuck Brown and Essence and all these older bands, which they consider the pocket beat style of go-go. I've more championed the bounce beat style of go-go. Even with my activism and the things I've done in the community, I don't know if people really have taken heed to that. At the same time, that is what I've been about, helping the bounce beat elevate their plight, because a lot of times they get overlooked even now, and people call them alphabet bands or the younger bands. Like, how can you be a younger band and these guys have still been performing for over 20 years, So it's just about modernizing, the culture and helping us to progress. And I'm sure you probably see the same things here in Georgia with some of the things that are true to the area. People may be like, this is not true or this is not real, or da-da-da. Everyone got their own opinion. At the same time, I'm doing it for the now, not. It's important to pay homage to the past. At the same time, it's important to be in the moment and push through to the future. And I'm all about that progress, modernizing the culture, turning us up, helping us to expand our consumer base and make sure that we can bring more resources to the city, the people, and all those things, because it trickles down, whether people realize it or not,
Yeah. And what's your thoughts on the current go-go scene culture up there right now today?
My thoughts on the go-go scene right now, I don't think much has changed with the go-go scene as far as where we are in the last, 10 to 15 years is crazy to say. At the same time, because of a lot of the go-go movement and the things that we've been doing in the community with go-go, I would say it's been a lot more interest, reignited interest behind it and wanting to support go-go. At the same time, it's still a lot that has to be done. The originality of the lyrics of go-go, the modernization of the branding of go-go, giving it a facelift, all of these things. I think that a lot of people in the go-go community have been stagnant with just performing every week in front of the same people they've been performing in front of. At the same time, it's definitely the hidden gem of the city, and it's something that you can ask someone like Jay-Z or people that are, on the A list or wherever, prominent people around the world know about go-go. You never, exactly. Snoop Dogg was just on Nucci, shout out Nucci, he got his platform, the Front Porch. I wouldn't say that they're highlighting go-go specifically or intentionally. Maybe they are. I can't speak on them. I'm just saying that I have seen Snoop on there performing, go-go West type music. That's what's up. Like, those are the type of things that I think we should continue to do to expose our culture to the world and make it more palatable for all audiences. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about taking our culture and being the people that tell our story, not allowing someone else to talk about, where go-go should be or how it should be or any of those things. And I'm not even saying I'm the person who is the spokesman. I know I am a spokesperson. I have done work within it. It's much larger than me. Go-go was started before I was even born. You feel what I mean? Shout out Chuck Brown. I just had Chuck Brown's son in my art gallery, just put a new piece up in my gallery made by Jetco. It's a Chuck Brown mosaic. I just put that up in the gallery. It's beautiful, If y'all got any time, come by and check it out. But yeah, I just had Chuck's son at the gallery. So we always want to keep that connection with the roots. The roots are important. Cannot live without the roots, At the same time, we got to move forward. It's time to go, and now is the time. And that's why I'm so appreciative y'all having me on here now. And we're in this moment, because now is the time. Now is the time to utilize all that we have to elevate as a community, be able to show some type of love and unity and brotherhood, sisterhood even. Because at the end of the day, we are not our own common enemy. You know, a lot of the time we look at each other, tear each other down. We are not our enemy. You get what I'm saying? So we're destroying ourselves, and we are really all we got. So we got to utilize the music. The music is the most powerful tool of communication. Music is around the world. You don't escape music in your day. You know, you never probably had a day where you didn't hear music, unless you're sitting in the woods somewhere, you know what I mean? And you even probably played some music on your phone or whatever, you know? But music is a powerful tool, and go-go, I feel, has that spirit. I know go-go has that spiritual element. It's so percussive and has that, it evokes that emotion out of you. There's no way that you can listen to it and sit still. And that goes back to all the way to our ties in West Africa, roots and them using the drum to galvanize people, mobilize people. We're doing the same thing. People may not realize what we're doing. It's just like Sinners, like the movie Sinners. I don't know if you saw it, but during the party scene, they had the music playing and they started to flash back into all the different cultural ways that the drum is used, you know? So it's just like, we gotta understand what we're doing with this music. When we playing it, when we utilizing it, what we saying in it, the lyrics, like, we really putting spells and energy in the air, you know what I mean? So it's super spiritual. We gotta utilize the music and the art because we're in a spiritual war currently. You know, you look at what's going on in the federal government, you know, things that's going on around the world. I know that people may look at it like it's beyond them or it's not something that affects them. At the same time, we seeing it in real time, people unemployed, you know what I mean? People figuring out how they're gonna pay their bills, people getting deported. Like, it's affecting us all, and I see it starting to trickle down in the grassroots stronger than ever. And what people don't realize is these politicians and these people at the top, one thing I learned from Senator Wyman in Oregon some years ago was that politics is a bubble up effect. So it comes out of the street, just like any other trend. So people have to understand that they're watching what's going on in the grassroots, and that's how they are amending these policies and creating these policies. So people gotta really take heed to what's going on, understand their own power, so they can understand the power of unity and community and the power of the people, really. And that's what I think we have shown and displayed, and I've been fortunate and blessed enough to be a living testament of, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you get your start with these shows that you throw, with these protests, basically, that you guys have been starting since, what, 2019, right?
Yeah. Well, I started working in grassroots organizing without even knowing. Like, I was telling Dino on the way down here, like, black community, we're so talented, we're so gifted, we don't even understand what we're doing a lot of the time. We don't understand that we're a brand manager, that we're a brand ambassador, that we're a marketing manager, that we're all these things, and we just do these things naturally, and we're not using the proper jargon and terminology to be able to reap the rewards of our labor, you know, reap the fruits of our labor. So it's really just about the education, and that's going back to what, you know, your question, when did I get into it? 2018 is when I got into activism, through God, bro. Like, I never cared about politics, nothing. You feel me? Like, I never was a person that was even keen on what's going on or paying attention, and God still utilized me as a vessel, and I led a protest in front of the White House for 185 nights. And I started to use music as a part of my protest, and that's where my band came from, the Honest Politics. Because I would go in front of the White House every day with my band, and I would utilize the music and do the chanting and the messaging over actual music, and I noticed how it would really move people, how it would touch people, how people were receptive to it. So I started to utilize music as a form of you know, as a tool to activate, for real, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's where the inspiration behind how I started to use go-go music, you know what I mean, to mobilize in the community, which a lot of people in DC know the platform I'm known for. You know, I founded an organization, Long Live Go-Go, that has also become a staple of our culture in DC. And I firmly believe in art as art is our really and truly our only weapon. Art is our only weapon against oppression, systemic, you know, all these systemic things that are really holding us back from elevating. Because at the end of the day, it's really systemically set up for us to be behind the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times you cannot blame people for what they decide to do or what they feel they have to do to change their family situation, to feed their children, you know what I mean? So 2018, got into activism through God, and it's crazy when I say, you're not the first person to ask me how I got into it. I tell people God, and like I had a friend of mine like, how you do this? I'm like, man, God. And he like, man, nah, for real. And that's what made me realize that like people are really mentally ill, like in this current state. Like people like mental health and mental illness is so like prevalent right now more than ever, because how could you not take heed to me telling you God is the answer when really that's all I'm doing is following God, bro. I'm really a living testament, bro. My life is miraculous. Like I couldn't have planned half of these things that's going on in my life, bro. You get what I'm saying? I'm just truly going with the flow of it. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. And people gotta understand, activism was never something that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get into activism and I'm gonna create this life and this career, bro. I never intended on any of that. I just truly care about the people. You know, I'm the people's champ. I'm in the business of people, not the business of politics. It's just, when you make an impact, it becomes political, you know, just like damn Beyonce, bro. Like I'm looking at Beyonce last concert, 4th of July or whatever, we're in DC, and I think it's crazy how Beyonce here
She's
now,
here this
right?
weekend, yeah.
And she was just in DC, but I'm really looking at her show and the symbolism and all these things and how they are amping this patriotic-esque like vibe behind Beyonce with the 4th of July when really our true liberation is Juneteenth. You know what I mean? And what Beyonce is presenting is aligning with what Trump is even pitching right now. I don't know if people seeing that, but what Beyonce is doing is aligning exactly with Trump's message and making America great again. People don't see any type of coincidence with that, you know? So it's like people gotta open their eyes and turn their phone off sometime and really sit with themselves and really dig deep and let that spirit, you know, talk to them, bro. People, I had a girl, one of my friends really told me she felt like she couldn't hear her intuition no more. Do you know how crazy that, you know how deep that is, bro? How can you not hear your spirit talking to you? That's very dark. So I can only imagine what other people in the world are going through, you know what I mean? With this emergence of technology and AI. Like I say, I'm in Georgetown every day, you know what I mean? I literally walked past the Tesla store before I came here and saw the Tesla robot in the glass like they were selling that. Like, it's not the car no more. You got the Tesla robot. I'm like, yo, this is like a real loud, harsh reality. It kind of like made me feel the way. It provoked me in a way. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy where we're headed with the technology. And I know all these things are tools. At the same time, we still just becoming more lazy, more out of tune, man.
Yeah.
You know?
What's been one of the most rewarding things that you have accomplished these past 7 years with the activism?
Man, you know what's crazy? I always tell people, like, for example, you might come from like a soccer family and soccer is your passion and da-da-da-da, and I don't even have to use sports, but just think of it in any field or anything you're doing, right? But let's just say soccer, boom, you love soccer, da-da-da-da-da, and now you kind of jaded with soccer, right? You've been playing all your, I'm tired of this, my dad played, I don't want to do this, woo, 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 and then you go to venture out to do something that your mind is telling you, not your heart, right? I'm gonna go get into real estate, you know, I'm gonna go be a chef or whatever, and it's just not fulfilling the same. It doesn't feel true to you. And so now you find yourself right back in the soccer world and you able to utilize all of these things you learn to help to elevate, you know, soccer's role in you know what I mean, in culture or whatever. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's how it was with me, you know, like I think a lot of times with the Go community, a lot of us get jaded with it. We love the music, we get jaded with the business, we get jaded with the things that come with it, you know? And everything is polarization. It comes with good and bad, it's duality. You know, you got positive, you got negative, you feel what I'm saying? But it's like, it's crazy, I always tell people, like, how do I find myself actually elevating off being involved in go-go, even though that's not even something that I even felt would serve me in the future. You get what I'm saying? It's like, no matter how hard you or how much you try to go your way, God gonna always put you exactly where it's true. You get what I'm saying? So I would say like just being able to utilize go-go music to make an impact in the community, make history in my city, become a pillar of the community. You know, I look at myself as a young icon in my city. You know, I've been able to really change, you know, be a part of the change. And like I said, I'm not putting it all on me. I've been able to become a big part of the change though in the city when it comes to the appreciation behind the culture and just continuing to move it forward, and there will be more after me. Mm-hmm. I would just say just the cultural impact of, you know, the protests we've been able to throw and the different things we've been able to do with the music. You know, we've been able to publish books, and we have a new documentary coming out. Our documentary is the most high quality documentary speaking on go-go music and the culture to come out of my city, period. And I can sit here and say that confidently. There's no catching up to that though. The work is done. If you think after you hear this interview you're gonna run and make yours, trust me, it's not gonna touch mine. Mine's been in the vault. It's been worked on, it's been in the pot. So shout out Sebastian Vizcarra, Something for the People will be out, and it will touch the world, and the world will see exactly what's going on in our city, how we have to free DC from congressional interference. People gotta understand, DC is not a state. DC has been enduring a fight for statehood for years. What does that mean? Pretty much they're able to govern themselves. Yeah, we have a mayor, but everything that DC does is subject to congressional interference, meaning like if DC wants to make a certain law or rule for themselves, the Congress don't like it? No. So pretty much it's people from around the country that run DC. The senators and the people in the House and all that around the country, they are the people that run DC. We don't even have any senators. People don't understand that. Like, we're not represented on the Hill, and we are the home of it. Like, DC was really created to seat the federal government. Virginia and Maryland gave land to make DC, and that's how it's so close. That's how it's DMV. People don't realize that. They have to understand their history so that they can understand what's really going on and why certain things are being fought for. And right now, recently, DC has definitely been, you even got Trump now talking about he's gonna take over DC. If y'all allow the stadium to be here, we're gonna take over DC. Like, why should it be that easy? We gotta free DC, and that's what people should really be on, a movement behind freeing DC, not just from federal politics, but from the mindset. Like my boy say, I got a boy, my man, he from LA, and he been living in DC 20, 30 years. He said, man, a lot of people in DC do a bunch of stinking thinking. You feel what I'm saying? So we gotta change the mindset, free your mind, bro. You feel me? And that's where it's gonna start. You know, like I told my boy, like, environment is everything, and not just your physical environment, also your mental environment, right? So we gotta free DC, and that's what we really on. You know, we gotta utilize what we got to free DC. Utilize the music, utilize the community, utilize the connection. A lot of these people on the Hill in Congress don't even realize DC has a culture. That's why we coming out with this documentary. You know, everything has a purpose, and so people gotta utilize their talents, their gifts for progress, you know what I mean? To make an impact. That's all it's really about.
Yeah, and the
impact will bring money. People love money. Trust me, the more impact you make, watch your bankroll go up. Trust me.
Yep. And the trailer for the documentary, that looks really dope.
And shout out Drew Keys too, man. He made the Bounce Beat Baby the Go-Go remix. You see Dino in that video too. We all in there with the kids. Like, we just wanna, not even we wanna, we will change the image. We will change the narrative. We will show, like, this is what we're on as young black men, period. I don't care what we look like. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it still is fuck the system and all that. You know, it's still all that. At the same time, we got some sense while we're saying that. You get what I'm saying?
And a couple years ago, it was announced that there was a lawsuit against you for, I guess, Coachella, which you didn't even come up with. Like, the people named everything Coachella. Man.
Yeah, that's another thing, like, I never really spoke on. So it's crazy. When I started these protests, I was calling them peaceful demonstrations. And why? Because it's a huge stigma of violence behind the go-go world. Like, go-go's violent, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And I understand, you know, you have violence everywhere. People congregate everywhere, and sometimes you have incidents. At the same time, go-go has got a bad name for, you know, bringing violence and all these things. But of course, who you see at the go-go? Us. So of course people will say that, you know? And I'm not denying that anything's ever happened, like I said, but you cannot just attach that you can't make that a part of the go-go's identity, you know what I mean? So I would call them peaceful demonstrations to intentionally show people, like, it's called a peaceful demonstration, so don't come here with that bullshit. You get what I'm saying? That's pretty much was my way. Like I always tell people, like I trick people into protesting. Why? I gave them a lot of what they want, and I gave them a lot of what they need.
Yeah, giving them concerts, you know?
Get what I'm saying? At the same time, giving them a message. So it's the best of both worlds, you know? And it's just like a kid, like I say, you want a kid to eat his peas, you might put a little sugar in there, or even though we know sugar is terrible, but you know, something in there to just make it a little smoother over. So that is what we've done with go-go music, you know, and it became so big that people, one of my homeboys, he tweeted me one day, he's like, man, they calling your joint the Mo, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn. And I'm like, well, I'm doing this for the people, let's run with it. And that's how the name kind of came about. And with that being said, it just grew and grew and grew, and we encountered that lawsuit with Co, you know what I mean? Big festival in the West Coast. Y'all could do the Google. Shout out to Hayes, because Hayes did his research before I got here, man. He did his due diligence. That's good journalism. And it was a 2-year lawsuit, and we were able to settle it almost without a stain on us, almost. You know what I mean? But we definitely were stained because even in our lawsuit, it was cited that the mayor, you know, has said certain things in the press conference about us and all these type of things. So I really feel like whenever we could be used as a scapegoat, we will be used as a scapegoat, you know? But yeah, man, that's what that whole thing was about, was never to confuse anyone, never to misuse anyone. It's really just to uplift the people, man. That's what it's all about. Like I said, I'm in the business of people, not the business of politics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I liked how while the lawsuit was pending, you still went on.
Let's
you know what I'm
rock and
saying? You
roll.
didn't stop and shut shit down. Like, you was like, man, we going
Man,
on.
look, man, anyone that know me, they know I'm here to rock and roll, man. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying?
We don't fear nothing. We ain't scared of nothing.
Yep.
They gotta show us. For real. They gotta show us.
All right, so
You take the name, but it's like I say, that what's a name really? You know what
Exactly,
I mean? It's too substantive, too much meaning. So
yeah. So going over to the music, we got another issue right now, it looks like, man, with
Yeah.
this Nah For Real song that you had put out a couple
hold
years
on,
ago.
let me say this too while we speaking on this go-go thing.
Okay.
I never, like when I started to organize these protests, man, it was truly just me by myself, really. You know what I mean? Deciding that we're going to go outside and mobilize. You know, it was a hashtag created by a Howard student that another like local activist guy took and utilized the name of his company and all these things and created his whole own little, I guess, entity. Not little. That's another thing we do as black people. Everything little. Oh, you got your little barbershop. Oh, you got your little this. Like, oh, your little car. You think you? It's like, but he started his thing, and a lot of people would confuse me with Don't Mute DC. I am not Don't Mute DC. I am Long Live Go-Go, Mo, you feel what I'm saying? And not now, but that in that heat of that moment, I just never wanted to show division because I felt like it was too important. At the same time, I think that kind of bit me in my butt a little bit because I wasn't really drawing boundaries, and you gotta have boundaries. You gotta be able to show what's what, you know, in life just in general. So I never got into this in cahoots with the mayor or anyone in the city. Of course, you always got certain people like certain people on the council that's gonna support the people. You know, that's the whole point of politics. Granted, you're a politician, it doesn't mean you're best friends with the mayor or agree with everything she do. That's why they have a council, is to keep the politics honest, right? So I never did any of this to be in cahoots with the mayor or any of the things that is going on in the city, the high rates of gentrification. Like, people gotta understand, I started these protests, think about it, I started these protests with go-go music, protesting what? What's going on in the city politics. So why would I then, people gotta understand, like, you know, it's a lot of people in my city just unhappy, miserable, you know, misery loves company. So they make all these speculations of this, that, and the other. I just gotta set the record straight. Have you ever seen me in any photos with the mayor or any of that? Have y'all ever seen me in any photos with the mayor of Washington, D.C. or any of that? No. Why would they give me resources to protest them? Make it make sense. Who y'all see in pictures with the mayor, schmoozing, playing congos and all this other BS? You don't see Yaddy doing that. Yaddy feet is on the pavement really for the people. I'm here to speak out against what's going on in politics. Why would I be rubbing shoulders with some of these people who are causing these high rates of gentrification, outrageous rent prices? DC, one of the highest mortality rates for women giving birth, childbirth. Like all these things going on in DC, no programs for kids, all these things. Like when do you hear about a lot of these people that are running DC that are truly, like when do you hear about them really in the streets, really creating, like really putting their energy into like making sure crime is down? Look at Baltimore's mayor. That man got crime down nearly over 60%. You get what I'm saying? It's not like we don't got other examples, but what are y'all worried about in DC? Y'all worried about them developers and putting those new condos up, making all this money and da-da-da-da-da-da. Cause we the most powerful place in the world at the end of the day. Y'all gotta understand, y'all in Washington, DC, bro. That's the home of the White House. Everything moves in Washington, DC. So I did these protests to speak up for the people, to be the voice of the people. Why would they give me all these overwhelming resources to protest them? Make it make sense. Like I said, people gotta do the knowledge. That's the bottom line. People gotta do the knowledge, bro. Now we could go into the record. What were you gonna ask me?
Yeah. Well, before that, let me ask you, would you ever run for mayor or city council?
People have asked me. I don't feel like it's that time yet. Like I say, I'm in a business of people, not politics. And sometimes you do have to be a part of the system to change it. Who knows? Who knows what God has in store? I told y'all my life is a testament. If God has that for me, I'll do it. If I feel it, if I feel moved to do it, I'll do it. That's just what it is, you know what I mean?
Understood, man. All right, so like I said, a couple years ago, you put out this record, Nah For Real, and you made a post recently of A$AP Rocky previewing the song Nah For Real that sounds pretty similar to yours.
What you think?
Kind of similar.
You think it's similar?
Could it be coincidence? Did he really hear yours?
So this is what I think, honestly. And this is what I tell people all the time. No idea is original, meaning we live in a universe. This is the ether. This around us, this is called the ether. It's ideas that float around here all day. We are the vessel to take the idea and bring it to life. So I'm not gonna sit here and say this guy definitely stole this or that. At the same time, there are many signs that show that are very, very similar. It's very, very similar. Like, and the thing for me that really hit home was the kind of the ad-libbing type part. How the hook is being. It sound like someone that's not from DC trying to sing something from DC. That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't even think they say Nah For Real in New York.
You don't even say nah. I mean, they say nah for real a lot of places. I've never heard anyone in New York say nah for real as a part of their slang or none of that. You know what I mean? And people know where we at nah for real. You're gonna hear that 10 times a day. You know what I mean? Even my grandma probably say nah for real. You feel me? So, come on, man. At the end of the day, though, I'm not here to I feel like it's a lot of similarities between me and him. You know what I mean? As far as the sensibility, the things we're into, da-da-da-da-da. And I can't speak for everything he's into, but I'm talking more about the style and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Things that are obvious. At the same time, I'm here to uplift. I'm not here to speak down on anyone, make anyone look any type of way or accuse anything. I just know that song sound soup, man, more than, it's uncomfortably similar. It's uncomfortably similar. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We'll see how it go. You know, people have, man, you could take them and you can sue, and then you can do all, like, bro, I'm not, that man's not my come up, bro. My life is a miracle, bro. I'm gonna be good regardless. I'm gonna make hits regardless. Like, this just showing y'all an example of what happened to DC artists time and time again, bro. And which is going back to, like I said, why we have to lock in, utilize this moment. Everyone may not get along, everyone may not work together. At the same time, we can move in the same direction, and that's up. You get what I'm saying? We don't have to hate on each other. We don't have to speak down on each other. Everyone's not gonna work together, but y'all ain't gotta present a divided front. And that's why people feel like they could come to DC and set up shop whenever they feel like and really be booming there. You know, come to DC, take our music. How many songs have been taken from DC artists? Countless. I'm not sitting here acting like I'm this special one. This is an example of what happens at DC time and time again. Music, fashion, et cetera, et cetera. So like I say, when are y'all gonna be sick of seeing the same things happening? You keep doing the same thing, the same results. That's insanity. You get what I'm saying? When are we gonna shift the paradigm? That's why I'm here. Today is the day. I'm the one. I'm the agitator. You get what I'm saying? I'm the one that's gonna come here and say what has to be said, because at the end of the day, things get redundant, man. It get redundant. You even got people like Kanye saying he got his style from our city. This man say he got his style from somebody in Tacoma Park, Maryland. That's damn near my hometown, bro. Moco. The same Moco is where Kanye West said he got his style. And everything I'm saying in this interview, if y'all don't believe me, call me out, go to Google and do the knowledge, man. Do the knowledge. That's all I gotta say.
Did you see where Young Thug gave some flowers to Wale earlier this week?
I ain't gonna lie, I saw that, but that looked like a damn PR stunt, man.
Why you say that?
I don't know, man. You just can always feel when it's right. Like you can't fake the energy, man. You can't fake the energy. You can't fake the energy. I don't know. I know Wale. Wale not my homie. I know him. He cool. I can't even say he cool. He is what he Wale. It ain't cool or for whatever. Wale. When I saw that though, I can stamp. That looked like a PR stunt. I'm not saying Wale not a prolific artist. Wale definitely opened doors for a lot of artists. How? Just because he did come and put DC on the map. He is known to be like a DC artist, like right now. He's probably one of the biggest ones that we have. Him, Glizzy, you know, I think Glizzy's a great representation of the city as far as how he present himself, things like that. He comes off as a DC person. Wale's from Moco, you know what I mean? Wale, he kind of give more of a Moco energy. And I can speak on that just being from the area. At the same time, of course, people are saying and stamping DC. I mean, it's so small. This is the heart of it. You know what I mean? So I think people even got to look at that different. Who cares if people want to stamp DC? That's how it is. Like how they say from here, people say, this is not Atlanta or that's not Atlanta. You know, we go through the same things everywhere, man. We got to put the pettiness aside, man. We got way bigger fish to fry right now. Like I was telling my man yesterday, look how many people have lost their job. I'm sure we all probably know somebody has lost their job with these government firings lately. You know what I mean? They firing more and more people. Loss of Medicaid, loss of all these programs, bro. This is not a joke. The sad part about, I feel like our community in politics is they always complain once this already happened. Y'all gotta be in it, in the mix when it's changing, so that y'all can make sure it don't get steered in a way that that's gonna, put you in a messed up position. You gotta be a part of it. You gotta be a part of the change while it's happening. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know, Wale, I don't know, man. Young Thug, shout him out, I don't know, it just look like a PR stunt to me, man.
I got you.
I don't be seeing Wale much in the city doing much, being real. And Wale, you don't like it, man, tap in, let's get it. You got my number. Kaz, all y'all, Henny, you know what's up with me.
So what's the single you pushing right now? Is it Bounce Beat Baby? Is that the one?
Yeah, right now, Bounce Beat Baby, Nah For Real, we just dropped the Bounce Beat Baby video. Mm-hmm. I'm dropping the EP. Okay. Free DC.
That's the name of the EP?
Yeah, so that's what we really steering towards, dropping the EP, Free DC. And it's gonna have an A-side and a B-side. A-side is gonna have all the records that are rap records, and B-side is gonna have all the go-go records. They're gonna be go-go versions of the rap records. And I shouldn't have gave y'all sauce, but don't worry, it's almost done. Y'all not gonna catch up. I just gave y'all too much sauce. Y'all not gonna catch up though. And it's documented, you feel me? So like I said, people gotta realize, where does go-go music come from? It really comes from amalgamation of all these different things, right? But people take records and they make them go-go style. So why are we not doing that with our own records so they're original? Come on, man. Wake up. Let's go, man.
Real shit.
They sleep.
All right, what else you working on, Yaddy? What else coming up, man? We know the documentary this
Now
summer.
we got the gallery, man. We got the new gallery,
Okay.
the new installation. It's called Something for the People. That's what the documentary is a part of.
Okay.
So, you know, at the gallery in Georgetown, 1223 Potomac, we're gonna be showing that Something for the People exhibition. And we're gonna continue to cultivate a space for black creatives in prominent neighborhoods. Because at the end of the day, fine art is of the, you know, the upper echelon, is of the people with affluence. And those are the circles that we have to connect with as well, so that we can elevate our plight, elevate where we are. We gotta connect with these people and sometimes take the art and the culture to them, as opposed to expecting them to come to us. And I think the gallery is a great bridge for that, because right there in the heart of Georgetown, and once again, it's a huge blessing, man. Shout out to my guys that made it happen. Y'all know who y'all is, man. I appreciate y'all immensely. You know, like I say, I could have never planned this, but it's a beautiful situation, and people should definitely come see what we got going on. I think it's important to showcase the culture on many different mediums, bro, because someone may not love music the most, they may love art. They may not love paintings and things like that. They may love photography. They may love sculpting. They may love multimedia, you know? So we're gonna have all our bases covered so that we can continue to open people's eyes on why they should even come in and drive more tourism to the city. You know what I mean? Support the arts of the city. So that's what we all about.
For sure, bro. All right, Yaddy, got any shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up here, bro?
Man, shout out everybody in the whole, listen, if you're in the DMV doing something positive, you striving to do something positive, please call Yaddy. I'm not cut off to nothing. I'm open to working with everyone. I don't care what they say about me. Come here from the horse mouth, reach out, you know what I mean? We gonna make it rock and roll. Like I said, shout out Big Don Bino. Y'all know what's up with him. Big Don Bino, we got a mean lineup for him on the horizon. You know, he gonna have his run. It's gonna be beautiful. Shout out to my boy Dino, like I said. And you know, I was gonna go down this whole list of this and that person, but y'all know who y'all are. You know what I mean? We gonna keep striving to prosper, and like I say, if you're doing something positive, keep it going. Keep it going. Don't get discouraged. I know we're in the Instagram microwave society. Things don't happen overnight. Keep your foot on the gas. You know what I mean? You gotta be persistent with this here. You know what I mean? And like my man Lulu said, you gotta have the resilience and the brilliance to make this happen. You feel me? So it ain't gonna be overnight, but man, just keep putting our best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see what the A got for me, man, for the rest of my time here. Cause my joke that my man stole the last 2 days, but man, this the A. So yeah, hopefully, I'm like, damn, that's the A. When we leave, like, that's the A. Right now, I'm like, this the A. But yeah, man, just shout out Hayes. Shout out the whole city, everybody doing their thing, man. I love to see it, man. You know what I mean? Ain't a hating bone in my body. Whatever I could do to continue to elevate the community, the go-go scene, I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm here for it. And shout out Grandma.
She only call me to talk about bills, nah, for real. Ma always say if you lie, then you steal.